right, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. This is your brother Yashamai from the GMS Atlanta camp. This was a video that I took during this past week's camp. And I thought it'd be a good idea a good time to kind of go back and maybe show a visual on the word world and give a visual representation to what the word world means in John 3:16. Now what we have here, you're looking at the entire world right there. Now this is the priest here, all right, and what he has on his garment, you can't see it well enough, but we're going to get into the scripture, but that's the world that is mentioned in John 3:16. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into some scriptures here. It's not going to be long. It's going to be short. This is Exodus 28 and 17 through 21, because this is exactly what we're looking at. It says, and thou shalt set in it settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardius, a topaz, and a carbuncle. This shall be the first row. Then it says, and the second row shall be an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. In the third row, ligure, an agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row, a beryl, and an onyx, and a jasper. They shall be set in gold in their enclosure. Verse 21, and the stones shall be the 12 names of the children of Israel. 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet, everyone with his name shall they be according to the 12 tribes. So this is the commandment that the priest was to have on his garment. He was supposed to have 12 stones on his garment, and each stone would represent a tribe of Israel. Okay, that's the world that is mentioned in John 3:16. This is that scripture which we just read. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and pause and say that this was a beautiful sight to see. We have a general idea of what the priest's garments look like according to the scriptures, but to see something close to what we once used to always see, man. It was a beautiful thing, man, because this is exactly what it is, man. This is our heritage, man. This is who we are as a nation, as a people. This is what separated us from everybody else, man. The garments like this, apparel like this, our dietary laws, our festivities, this is what the other nations heard about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get a quick precept real quick. Let's get this is your wisdom in front of the nations. Exodus 33, or no, Exodus 4 and 6. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is wise and an understanding people, man. This was what we were known for, man. Our customs, and that's why it's very important to keep these dietary laws. But let's get back to the point here. Let's get to the point here, which is John 3:16, and I got it in the blue letter. And give me a second here. We'll go ahead and get into it. It says, for the Most High so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And this is one of those scriptures that is heavily quoted, but it's not understood, man, because when you go into the blue letter, as we've been taught by the elders and the apostles, when you go into the blue letter, that word world is cosmos. And so Christianity has this mistaken idea, this enchantment that salvation is for everyone, man. But that's never been the case, because the world that is being spoken about is cosmos. And what is that word? It's an apt and harmonious arrangement, a constitution, an order, or a government. And which government is that? What is the government of Israel? It's the 12 tribes. It's the governing body, starting with the and 44,000. So this word world was never, it never included the other nations. It never did. Matter of fact, let's get a Second Ezra. What is that? Second Ezra 6, 54, 56. Second Ezra 6. We'll go down here. It says, 56. It says, as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falls from a vessel, because these other nations have no importance in the eyes of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. They are just background characters in this movie that we call life, man. All creation was meant for the Israelites, man. That's what we were meant for. All right. Let's go back into let's go back to this video and show that harmonious arrangement. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and close it out with this one. You know, this isn't meant to be a long message, you know, because we all know this, you know, but this is just, you know, going back to give a visual on it. This is a Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 24. It says, for in the long garment was the whole world, and in the 4 rows of the stones was the glory of the Father's graven, and thy majesty upon the diadem of his head. So the whole world was in the garment. Well, when you have the understanding of what was on that garment, which is the visual, which is what we just read in Exodus, this is the world. Because there was only 12 stones of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. You know, there wasn't the 12 plus the other 18 heathens plus the wicked, man. We just read about the 12 stones, all going back to Israel, all going back to the so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. All right? And the whole world was on the garment, man. Salvation is only for the Israelites. This is our heritage. Until the next one, Shalom.